There is one thing you can't deny. Mrekk is the greatest player of all time. But today, he's out. Whether it be for a temporary amount of time or for good, one cannot deny the impact of Mrekk. Mrekk broke the game's limits. FCs on Mo Ikai, Cycle Hit, Fake Promise, chokes on Onayuiki, Save Me, and Walk This Way made it seem that he would remain number one for such an absurd amount of time. Many thought no one could match his dominance. Until, of course, October 2023. Mrekk had recently set his new top play and PP record of 1,381 PP on Onayuiki no Basu ni no Te Saraba, beating his own Marian score. We all thought that this was just an extension of his term as number one. Only one person came close to his record after all, and that was Atrina with his 1,357 PP play on Ascension to Heaven. Other players who came close were Saito and his 1,339 PP play on Azul Remix, and Akolibed with his 1,305 PP score on First Storm, which would have been PP record had he not missed. This meant that no one really saw competition to Mrekk's 1,381 PP record, until only 6 days after he set it. Valley of the Damned was Osu's first 1,500 PP score, and it was set by Akolibed. A majority of players thought Akolibed had a chance to break the PP record before, but not by this much. 1.4k was skipped, to the point where Akolibed was auto-restricted and he became destined for greatness, getting the number 2 spot on the global leaderboards when he was unrestricted. But people thought once again that this was a one-time thing. He proved everyone wrong. Azul Remix 1.5k came along and eventually 1,711 PP on Sidetrack Day, the current PP record. All eyes were now on Akolibed as he possibly could become number one at any moment, with the biggest pop-off of all time. In late November, merely 1 month from when everyone thought Mrekk would stay at number one for a ridiculously long time, Akolibed would reach 25,000 PP, which meant that Mrekk was in serious danger to getting his number one spot taken away from him. Eventually, the gap narrowed down to 264 PP. Notable scores like Reign of Fear and of course Speed Battle made this happen. Chokes on Through the Fire and Flames cost him that coveted number one spot as well. On December 1st, 2023, Mrekk declared that he was extremely burnt out and wished Akolibed good luck to his number one race. However, things weren't that simple. Akolibed started slowing down after Speed Battle. The gap was 202 PP. He was so close to getting that number one, but his pop-off started wearing off. This doesn't mean that he wasn't trying. It was quite the opposite actually. Multiple chokes on maps like Slider, Twilight Skies, and of course Through the Fire and Flames could have gotten him that number one spot, but it didn't happen. It was also during this time that Mrekk became the greatest of all time, beating Cookie Z, who held the number one spot for 967 non-consecutive days. But on the bright side for Akolibed, at least Mrekk wasn't farming, right?
Yes. Oh my god. Oh. Yes! Oh my god! Oh my god, thank god I made up for it, bro.
Oh boy. Let's recap the scores, folks. Remote Control 3 Mod 1139 pp. Inai Sekai 1359 pp. Ghost Rule 1322 pp. Denki Shiki Karen Ongaku Shudan 1359 pp. Dead to Me 3 Mod 1214 pp. Jogan 1137 pp. Like It, Love It 1283 pp. Brazil 1326 pp. And of course, his first 1400 pp score on Rat Race, reaching 26k pp. Then, just a few weeks later, Space Battle Choke, worth 1473 pp. And then literally a day later, Save Me Choke, worth 1498 pp. Effectively ending the Akolibed run for number 1, and prolonging Mrekk's status as Osu's number 1 player. At this point, he was at 26,660 pp. Akolibed was at 25,697. The gap had widened back to nearly 1k. He didn't even stop there. Mrekk was destroying the competition once again. He reached 101.1k pp plays, and for a while, Mrekk was just number 1 again, with barely any competition. Well, there was also this one guy who got the number 3 spot, but we don't talk about him anymore, and he mysteriously vanished off of the face of the earth. I wonder why. Akolibed never stopped his grind though, continuously setting scores. It was just not as picked up as the others, setting scores on Valley of the Veil, Storytellers, and Bed Bath and Batman Beyond. However, for a while the Akolibed grind had ceased. He did get 101k pp plays, yes, but in June, not much was heard. He hadn't even gotten any PP for 2 months, staying at 25,927 PP. It doesn't help that Mrekk set his new top play on Denki Shiki Karen Ongaku Shudan Owari Tsumugishi Mono, worth 1,565 PP on May 10th, 2024, solidifying his reign once again. But little did anyone know, Akolibed wasn't done just yet. Not even close.
G G
G fucking G
G G
G G.
G fucking G.
This is the end
This is the end.
of the infinity dominating, endless dominating of Mrekk.
This is my perfect victory.
Valley of the Veil, 1645 pp. Necrophantasia, 1329 pp. Over the Top, 1340 pp. Bed, Bath, and Batman Beyond, 1266 pp. Excalibur, 1300 pp. Crystallite Dream, 1209 pp. First Storm, 1330 pp. And of course, Over the Top, 1308 pp. These scores got him to the peak. In the span of 1 month, Akolibed did what was thought to be impossible. He got it. The #1 spot. In such little time, he narrowed what was thought to be a gap that was expected to widen. For the first time since April 8th, 2021, there was a new #1 player. While it felt like a ridiculously long time to see him get #1, it turns out it really didn't take that long in the end. While the fight for #1 is by no means over, as we expect Mrekk to accidentally farm once again, let's not take away from the fact that Akolibed, also known as 9MLCE now, is #1. And the fact that after 1200 days at #1, Mrekk, whether it be for a long time or temporary, is no longer #1. Mrekk and Akolibed have differing skill sets. One is focused on speed and the other is an all-rounder. Many people have found it disappointing to see arguably the greatest player of all time get taken down. I have to admit that I was one of these people. But that doesn't mean the accomplishment is not revolutionary. Out of all the people that had a chance, whether it be Atrina, Whitecat, Lifeline, Nahus, Nineric, Zoomer, Chikoni, and even me, not really, beating Mrekk still places Akolibed as one of the greatest players of all time, with an outstanding resume setting the first 1.5, 1.6, and 1.7 KPP plays. His value should not be underestimated, and I look forward to a classic #1 battle and rivalry between these two players. Mrekk, he is the GOAT. I have said countless times before that I considered Cookie Z as the GOAT, and yes, he was, but Mrekk is here to revolutionize literally everything we knew about the game. His outstanding tournament performances, the way that he continuously improved on that gap, and the way that he's just good at everything the game had to offer, makes him, in my eyes, truly the greatest player of all time. His time at #1 may be over, whether it be temporarily or permanently, will still hold a place in all of our hearts as that one guy who wouldn't give up, and that is what makes him special. Akolibed may have huge shoes to fill, but he doesn't need to fill those shoes, as he has his own. May Akolibed and Mrekk continue to improve. Congratulations, Akolibed. GG, you earned your perfect victory. Welcome to the new era.